Hello, welcome to Dual Credit Psychology. My name is Jason Porter. I'm your teacher. This is to sort of walk you through dual credit psychology. Hopefully, if you're watching this, this means that you have possibly watched the other video, the one for face-to-face and the one for those that are learning at home. And this is just what we're going to be talking about on Tuesday. So feel free to fast forward through this. Or write down any questions you have that you want to bring in on Tuesday, or you're watching this video because you got switched into my class after Tuesday and it's a chance for you to go back and take a look at it. Either way, welcome to let's talk about what dual credit psychology is. Well, first off, it's new. I've never taught dual credit psychology before. I just got my master's degree back in March. The reason I got my master's degree is for a lot of you college academy kids. Let's explain how that worked real quick. About a year and a half ago, I was approached asking if I had my master's and I wanted to get 18 plus hours. I have a master's degree. And I said, why? And they said, well, we kind of want you to teach dual credit psychology. I go, I like AP. And they go, well, but here's why we need you to teach dual credit psychology. Because if you're in the college academy, you need one of 3 credits to get that associate's. You need either dual credit economics, dual credit psychology, or dual credit sociology. None of those classes were offered here on campus. So college academy kids would have had to go to Lone Star to take it, or to another campus to take it. Instead, I got my master's degree. I started last May, or actually a year ago May, finished about 10 months. We got it in March. So this is the first year of teaching dual credit. Now, how am I going to reinvent the wheel? No, I've been teaching AP credit for 8 years. I'm going to teach this the same way I'm teaching AP psychology, because both of them, the essence is you're going to get college credit. So we're going to go over the exact same material. Tests will be very similar. Big difference. The one difference is your FRQs, you're going to more likely take a quiz than an FRQ. So there's going to be a little bit less writing. But let's go over this real quick. So your major grade is going to be 60%. 20% is probably going to be these at-home quizzes, and they're going to be at-home quizzes that I'll assign 3-4 days in advance, and you'll have to complete them at home. Daily work is going to be 20%. Make sure you turn it in on time. I'm going to explain what that is in a second. But again, the reason I'm making this the same as AP psychology is you're both getting college credit, and you're both getting the same high school grade point for it. So I think it's only fair that you both do it the same way. Now, let's talk about what this is going to look like. I'm going to get out of this PowerPoint. We're going to go over here to my website. This is my website. Now, again, if you're in Schoology, it'll look like, you show up. Let's go back here to, that's AP. So let's go to courses. It looks exactly the same. Your class will look like that. That'll be your little sort of symbol at it. And here you can see it's dual credit psychology period 2. You come here to grading period 1. This is week 1. We're at the intro. Now we're here. And then these are your various things. This is to get into the classroom for those of you guys that are doing the Connect. The Connect people have to do this. Just answer a quick question. It's not going to count towards your grade. It will only let me know whether or not you're there. And then this is your outline and the various other things that will help you through that day's lessons. This is my website. We come to the website over here. Very, very important thing here. Over here, we've got review material. Even though you're not necessarily going to take the AP exam, there's stuff here that can help you out as well. Let me show you a couple things. Start off right over here. This is a massive vocabulary, which is broken down by unit. And I've updated this up through last year. You may want to get a notebook like this and have it printed throughout so you can sort of go back and make reference to it. Names that will be important in the unit that they go with. Down here, this is to help you with FRQs, not as important for you. This is practice exams if you want to look at how you're doing overall, crash course books. You may decide you want to take the AP exam, so there is information there, but for you guys in here, it's mainly that glossary. Then we get to, let's say, Unit 1. So how does Unit 1 work? Well, This will start on Wednesday, and you're going to have a couple of outlines that look like this. All right. So what you're going to need to do is print this off and bring it to class. Or if you are at home and you don't have access to a printer, if you want to just download this, go through it, make it a Word document, go back, correct it, make a PDF of it, whatever. Make sure your name is on it, period, everything else. You can turn it in like that. These are the two that are going to go with this class. These two things are due every test. These two things are due to be completed every test. We come down here, your textbook, here's a PDF of your textbook. It's a good book, you can use it. Some people have never looked at it, but it does explain these things. And for each one of these days, I will have a copy of the PDF here along with the exact modules that are going to be in this particular unit. Again, this is research methods and history. Then if we come down here a little bit further, these are practice questions. These are AP practice questions. And again, you may go, well, I'm a dual credit guy. I don't need to look at the AP practice questions. Sure you do, because you're going to be taking a very similar unit test as the AP students will be taking. So these questions, there's 136 questions. Your exam is going to be 52 questions. If you can answer these 136 questions, probably going to be able to answer the 52 questions. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take I'll take a handful of these questions, 8, 9, 10 of them, and I'll put them on your 52 question test. So some of it's going to be right there. If you download this or take a look at this here, you take a look at this and you read the question, and then you go to the next one. There's my answer. Your answer is hindsight bias. Yeah, it's hindsight bias. Next answer is hindsight bias again. Next answer is, hey, more on hindsight. I'm going to need to know about hindsight bias. Good use of material there. We come down here. This is the PowerPoint. So what we're going through that particular day, that you're going to see in class if you're here face-to-face, or if you're at home, you can follow along this PowerPoint. Again, if you're at home, you may want to put this PowerPoint up to the side so you can sort of follow along with it. Over here is a lecture video. I have pre-recorded every lecture that I'm giving. So let's say you're going through this and you don't know the difference between a theory and a hypothesis. You come right here, and then I'm telling you the difference between the theory and the hypothesis. You don't have to go home and watch a 36-minute video. You can fast forward through, get to a particular part, a particular review, or if you missed a day and you need to go back and get that information, you can do that as well. So that's available for every lecture that we have, plus video. This is a great thing on placebo effect. These are crash course videos that go with it, College Board videos that go over this material as well that you have access to. So let's take us back to the PowerPoint. All right, so that's sort of what the class is and how it will work. Now, your final exam for Lone Star. Here's where you guys, this is one of the differences between you and AP Psychology. First off, you have kind of like two finals. You have the final exam that you're responsible for at CWHS, which Lone Star also requires a final exam as well that has to be given by December 11th, which is the week before the CWHS finals start. Here's what your final exam is, because we don't have enough time to cover disorders in therapy. What I'm going to ask you to do is cover disorders in therapy on your own. Between now and December 10th, you will need to go to my website and complete outlines 15 and 16. Let's go and take a look at what that is real quick. My website, we come over here, move that guy. We come down here to Unit 8. Okay, now we're coming over to Unit 8. So these are the two outlines that you're going to have done by December the 10th. You have these done, you bring them to class December the 10th. This is the book. Those are the modules that it covers in the book. And not only that, the AP questions, but I've already pre-recorded these lectures. So between now, it is September, you've got October, November, December. You have 3 months to go over these 5 lessons and have these two, and there's videos on it and Sapolsky's stuff, and it's good stuff. 3 months, 5 lectures. Have that done by December the 10th, because let's go to where it says class info again. This page, very, very important. This is where you have your syllabuses. This is the DC Psych syllabus for CWHS. This is the DC Psych syllabus for Lone Star. Lone Star's is much longer than this one. But there's a little bit of a difference there, and this is the PowerPoint we're looking at right now. And this is the video that once I complete it, it'll be downloaded into here. It's all under construction. But this calendar will show you, you guys are the top thing here, but it will show you as things are coming up and as they're due. You know, you can see a test there and everything else. But if we go all the way to the end of the semester, here on the 9th of December, you're going to take your Unit 7 test. On the 10th of December, you come here with Unit 8 done, and I'll spend this day reviewing it, taking any questions, whatever you have on it. Then on this day, you're going to take a test on disorders and therapy. The other reason I'm doing it for Unit 8 is because, folks, we're going to be talking about disorders and therapy all semester. So a lot of what you see isn't going to be new. It's not going to be new. A lot of it's going to be sort of a rehash, which is great. So that's why you're doing this unit on your own. Now for Lone Star, this will count as your final exam, and it will count just as much as any other tests. But then the week after that, you're going to have finals as well. All right, so with that, let's go back to the PowerPoint from our current slide. Okay, so what's the big difference between DC Psych and AP Psych? Both classes are taught the same because they're both earning the same grade point. There's going to be less writing in DC Psych. Lectures and tests, very similar. Even though you are enrolled in DC Psych, you still have the option of taking the AP Psychology exam at the end. But again, with a final exam in here, which could count as much as a 6 of your overall semester grade. And also there's no retest redo policy, which I'll talk about here in a second as well, as far as your Lone Star grade goes. We'll cover that in a second. But you can take the AP Psych exam if you choose to. If you want to take the AP Psych exam because maybe you're afraid that this credit won't necessarily transfer to the school you may want to go to, they want an AP credit, you can take it. You're covering the same material. The success that you could have on that is very, very great. There's some charts to look at that as well. You compare Cy Woods to the other schools in the district. We have a higher passing rate than anybody else, and it's not even close. So we're going to do it the exact same. So this gives you the option. I'm preparing you both for dual credit as well as I'm going to prepare you for the AP exam in case you want to take it. Now again, Lone Star College does not recognize retest redo. They don't recognize it, which means that if you get a 35 on a test, that 35 is going to go into your Lone Star average. Now, you could redo it for your Cy Woods grade, but not for your Lone Star grade. And so it's very, very possible between this and your final exam, your Lone Star grade, your Cy Woods grade may look different. You're going to have 2 grade books. I'm going to have the Lone Star grade book, and I'm going to have the Cy Fair grade book. Now, for those of you online, the distant learning, whatever they have going on at Lone Star, I'm not using that. I'm using Schoology. All right, so you're only using Schoology. But the grade book, you will need to be able to get in there to get your grade books. Cell phone policy, be smart about it. Mask policy, again, I said this with the other video, please wear your mask, even if you don't believe it. Do it for the kindness and the consideration of other people. This is important. Now, again, if you're sitting at your desk with it on, and then you suddenly just kind of like that, I get it. That's fine. I get that. But keep it on for the consideration of those around you. Do it for this person right here, this lovely person right here who's my wife, who is sending her husband into this. She doesn't want me to come back sick. All right, please do it for her. If you don't do it for anyone, don't wear it like this. Don't be that guy. Don't be that idiot, because to wear your mask like that is as effective as wearing a diaper like this. Don't be that person. All right. How to do well in AP Psych. I think this goes with dual credit. You can take a look at that as well. We're going to cover big boy, big girl topics here because you're getting big boy, big girl credit. All right, you're junior, senior in high school. We're going to talk about things. We're going to talk about politics as well. There's no way not to talk about politics. The psychology of politics is incredible. The fact that when people vote for someone and that commitment to that vote, the fact that we're becoming more polarized largely due to this. The fact that we are, when we have social media, we only want to listen to those who agree with us, and we have the ability to tune everybody else out. This is all stuff that we need to take a look at. We need to take a look at race. We need to take a look at and look at it from an empathetic point of view. of those who are discriminated against, but also understand those who are racists. You know, why are you racist? Look at the nurture of that and everything else, because we all come from different environments. And even when you think you come from the same environment, it's truly a different environment. This will, your mind, you don't have the same parents. If you have brothers and sisters, you guys don't have the same parents. And I'm not pulling a Maury thing on you here, but the reason why is because if you are the oldest child, you had new parents. If you're the youngest child, you had more experienced parents and were also partially raised by your older siblings. Those are different environments, which may result in sort of different children, which is also why a lot of us look at our brothers and sisters and go, how am I related to you people? Your personality, if I take a random person from your family and you and a random person from your family, the odds of your personalities being alike, having the same personality type, is the same as me taking you and some random stranger off the street. You're gonna have a similar personality type. All right. We're going to look at all this. We can't help but look at all this and see the perspective of others. You got to come in here with some empathy, folks. All right. So again, questions, bring them to class. We'll talk about me when I go over this in class and give you that whole spiel about I used to be in radio and did stand up and whatever else. My family, I'm going to talk about them a lot. It's a blended family. We got married about 8, 9 years ago. My wife brought 6 kids in. I brought 1. I got 7 kids. They're amazing kids. So no quarrel there. I've got 3 in-laws, 2 daughter-in-laws, a son-in-law, just got married last summer. My family is amazing, but my family has its own struggles, trials and tribulations. Various kids battling with depression, anxiety. My wife, amazing woman. Look at that smile. Look at this smile. Look at that. Suffers from depression, suffers from seasonal affective disorders, different types of depression. And she gives me such an understanding of it and an appreciation for it. We started to date when she was a teenager, when she was in a depressive episode. I didn't know that. Then we were apart, I was 20, she was 18. Then we were apart for some 23 years and we get back together. And it's really been remarkable. And what's great about her is she has given me permission to share her story and to share everything that caused it, from the sexual assault that she faced at the age of 15, 14. I have permission. But that's the other great thing about this is what's funny is she has depression, but I know a little bit more about depression than she does. You don't have to because it's what I study. So you don't necessarily have to be something in order to understand something. I don't have to be gay to understand homosexuality. I don't have to be black to understand, to be empathetic towards what's going on. I'm a white male. That's one of the most mysterious groups to me of any group. So just because you are something does not necessarily make you an authority on something. And we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about my other kids, my oldest, Austin, Tyler, Faith, Teddy, Quincy, Duncan, and Julia, who's here. Every one of them affected by COVID in some way, whether they were working for a restaurant, working in sports, all these other things. I'm going to talk about these guys. Talk about my animals, who I love dearly. But when we talk about rewards and punishment and stress and all these other things, they will be involved in that. So hopefully that got you through it there pretty quick. And that gives you a breakdown. And any questions you have, bring them into class or reach out to me. Oh, last thing, I think I talked about retake, redo, or tutorials or makeups. We're going to have to do that after school. We're going to have to find out a way to do it online, but we'll figure that out. All right. We're all right.